But Tyrion being on trial that was like the wildest thing to me. Like seeing all the people that Cersei was able to gather and lie. Like the biggest heartbreak to me this entire season was when Shay walks through that door and then starts testifying. I was like, this is Shay of all people did like literally I was so pissed. But like you see the jealousy and the anger from her leading up to that too. Like you see like
Yep.
everything that he does, things like that.
Yep.
So a woman scored. But I know you're a big Tyrion fan, Brendan White. How did you feel seeing your boy on trial like that and then get done dirty by Shay?
Bro, I was so mad. I was like, first of all, this is a farce. You know what I mean? Like, but you could tell they're all in cahoots. And I'm like, okay, it was probably, Tywin who set this up. We already know he hates Tyrion just because he's an imp, you know. Um, Cersei, of course, wants him dead. So I was like, man, he doesn't stand a chance. I felt good that Jamie was trying to pull for him, but then I was like, there ain't no way they gonna let this man off. Like he's convicted before he even hit the stand. Then when I saw Shay come in, brother, she was supposed to be shipped off. What the heck happened?
Yeah.
We'll get into that. But I was like, I felt I felt betrayed, man. I felt betrayed
Right.
by Shay. Like, what?
Like
This man clearly
there was nothing like
loves
what
you,
he did so much for her.
bro.
Literally
So
protected her at all costs.
at every freaking cost. You know what I'm saying? To his own like emotional detriment. You know what I mean? Like we know he fell in love with her. He didn't want to ship her off, but he wanted to protect her. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And like he was acting like he didn't want her and all this just so she could let him go. You know what I mean? And it was all to protect her. And then to see her come through those doors, man, and hear what the heck she was saying. And that line, she was like, I'm a whore. I was like, whoa. She's really trying to cut. Like she's scoring like
For real.
shit, bro. She was so scoring. Like she took
Yeah.
all his words for truth. You know what I mean? She didn't know he was just trying to save her. But when he said to her, "You're a whore. You can never bear my children," and all this kind of crap, oh, she took that to heart and she used that shit against him. I was so mad.
Which is interesting because we see like again Game of Thrones. Everybody's playing the game. It's so interesting to see like different characters playing the quote unquote the game, and she does a great job of that. Like she went from this whore and like the very beginning met Tyrion. Now is in the castle. Now is the chambermaid to a princess, potential princess, and
Mm-hmm.
then and then she does what she does with Tyrion, and then we see her in Tywin's bed. It's like she's just like move it along. Like she played the game really well too, of all characters. And so that's what like breaks my heart. Like when I watch the show back, is like when we get introduced to Shay, I'm like, they love each other, but she's gonna do this man absolutely dirty. Because for her to snitch on him and then to go lay with his father,
That's
crazy.
crazy.
Bro, when I saw, okay, I was trying to keep my peace about that part, but when I saw that, bro, I was like, what the hell? Like, she's in his bed. I was like, oh my gosh,
She's
she
like, come back
deserved
to
what she
bed,
got.
come back to bed, my lion. But so
Mhm.
I guess let me pause before I keep on going. Tierra, Eman, any comments on that situation with Shay and Tyrion with the trial?
Yeah, I guess like just like you're saying she's a woman scarred, but she pretty much scarred herself, like taking everything so literally and so hard. And she knew what she was getting into with a Lannister, first of all. So I don't know. I feel like Tyrion did what he needed to do and he stood on business.
Eman?
Yeah, I think you guys said it all. But Tyrion, back to your point about being was what? How'd you say it? When he was accused, going back to what you said, Tyrion said it in the show. There's no justice in that city. So I mean, that whole trial was a good example of exactly what Tyrion said. Um, yeah, it was one of the most upsetting um, parts of the show.
Yeah, it's like how do you? Sorry, go ahead, Brandon. What are you gonna say?
No, you go ahead, then, because I'm kind of steer off just a little bit, but it's still about Tyrion and the trial.
No, but so that like you made a great point there about like there being no justice in this town. It's like how does everybody? I don't want to say go to work because I mean they do work, but it's like how can you trust your fellow man? You can't. There's absolutely no way you can ever like look to somebody in confidence and be like, this person isn't going to do me dirty because every single one of his enemies came out of the woodworks. I mean, clearly his sister was, you know, trying to get him from the beginning, and that's kind of crazy too. Like your own sister is like, I'm about to get you murdered.